What's going on, people? Welcome to the United Stand with a new feature, man. No, this is not rants. This is a new feature called Manchester United Real Talk, Man United Real Talk. This is where we speak to Man United fans out there in the industry, whether they're singers, actors, dancers, comedians, rappers, you name it, whatever. But what's bringing us together are the fact that they're Manchester United fans. And I'm joined with the first episode, so no pressure, Reese. The first episode by Reese from the band Everyone You Know. How you doing, bro?
I'm very well, man. How you doing? You sweet?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for giving us some of your time. You lot have been busy doing a lot of stuff as well, man. So you've got a busy schedule. We'll get into that as well. But retro shirt on, always a great start. Love that. Do you know what I mean? But Reese, let's jump straight into it.
Let's do it.
Talk to me about your feelings on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Is he the man to take us forward? If so, why? If not, why?
Do you know what? I think for me at the moment, I think we've just got to see it out with him. I think, you know what I mean? We've given him a decent little budget in the transfer market just gone. I think we need to just give him at least a season or 2 seasons. We need to let the club build and get some sort of structure in there again, you know what I mean? We've been turning managers out left, right and centre over the past few years since Fergie left. So I think, I don't necessarily think he's a man for the job. I don't think he's experienced enough or has maybe enough character or whatever about him at the moment. But I think he has the potential to grow into the job if we give him the time.
See, that's the key in it, because I was speaking to some fans on the weekend after we lost to Palace, and a big fan cam was, but Flex, what's this guy's credentials?
Yeah, that's it.
What's he done? What's he done in management? But it's interesting you're saying that. You don't think he might be there now, but you think he could grow with the role?
I think 100%. I don't think any manager just steps into the job and is going to win you the Champions League. But you have people like Zidane and whatnot that have done that. But I think at the moment we've tried the Van Gaals, we've tried the Mourinhos and whatnot, and they've not worked, and they're big names, and they did have the credentials. You know what I mean? But so why not let's not worry about that and get someone in that knows the club, that's played under our greatest ever manager or the greatest ever manager of all time, and give him a couple of years, give him a bit of time, give him maybe a bit more money, a few more transfer windows, and see what he can do with the club. You know what I mean?
When you see him tactically in games, we had the first period of Ole, which was what even happened? We were winning games back to back. Then we hit PSG, won that game, and then it all went downhill from there. But tactically from Ole, so you're saying he can grow in the role, but do you trust him tactically in terms of how he's impacting games with what he has, how he's setting us up, how he's trying to make us play? Do you trust him tactically?
I think what I like about him, which I don't think managers prior to him have done before, except for Fergie obviously, is that he just wants to play forward. He just wants to go forward. You've got we've got James, Martial, Rashford as our lead three at the moment, and we haven't seen pace like that for a while at United. I don't think managers playing all our quickest and most attacking players at once. So I think I like that. I like that he just wants to play positive forward football. I think there's still positions the centre midfield role and whatnot, who's going to play alongside Pogba and stuff like that needs to be sorted out. But I think in terms of, I think he's trying to do the right thing. I think he's trying to play the right way, the United way. The quick wingers, the ball into the box, the play high up the pitch. You know what I mean? Whereas Mourinho is the opposite to that. I think Mourinho he likes to play negative football. So I like the fact that Ole's trying to do that whole let's push on.
Yeah, I agree with you there in terms of what he's trying to do with the team. I think we're gonna see a load more shit results. We are.
Yeah.
Because we're not there yet.
No.
But if you look at as we're filming this, Chris Smalling's pretty much out the door.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people are saying that you would have got rid of Jones before him or whatever. Not specific you, but in general.
Yeah.
In terms of Ole, how he's attacked this ruthlessness, lack of or whatever ruthlessness you think he showed, because we haven't brought a lot in, but in terms of what he's pushing out, he's showing he wants to go in a direction.
100%. I think he's doing that. I think we do need to get rid of the Jones and players like that as well. But getting Fellaini and players like that, he's showing he don't want to play that negative long ball football and let's get a header in the last minute and win. He's showing he wants to bring in actual footballers, and we've seen that with bringing Maguire in, Wan-Bissaka, another great baller who can actually defend. So I think I don't reckon he got everyone he wanted to get. Do you know what I mean? In the summer, I think,
definitely,
but I think he the people he did get were in they were good for the roles that they got to do.
Does it worry you that we didn't get more in the transfer window? What did you make of our transfer window?
I thought who we got was wicked.
Yeah.
I was really happy with Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, James. I think spot on. Yeah. But I think we needed massively someone else to play in that role with Pogba. You know what I mean? A Kante type of player or somebody to do the scraps that Pogba don't want to do. So I thought it's not the worst transfer window we've ever had, but I don't. It's not. It wasn't like I wasn't so like gassed about it. You know what I mean?
I see that, and with how we've started the season, with the back of that trend, do you predict that we would carry on in that way, like unpredictable results?
Yeah.
Gonna lose against crap teams at home, gonna lose against crap teams away, but then we might turn someone over or wait. Like we're just gonna be so unpredictable, but they're trusting in a vision. Do you see that or not?
That's exactly what I think. I think like that's how United have been. I think for the last couple of seasons, but without a vision. You know what I mean? We've just been unpredictable with no sort of end goal. And I didn't see with Mourinho. You think what's the end game here? You know what I mean? Because there's not a way of playing. It was just sort of last minute results, bringing Fellaini on and whatnot. But I think with Solskjaer. And I think like we're not a solid team at the moment, you know what I mean? But I think there is a vision to get to the place where we can be competing with the Cities and Liverpools again, you know what I mean? But I think I think it's time. You've got to give him time, or you've got to give someone time and trust him, and just say, look, you've got 2 or 3 seasons.
It's interesting you said just someone, like because like no one gets the time, innit? It's kind of
just give someone the time. Look at like Liverpool with Klopp.
Yeah.
He didn't win anything, but he had a way of playing, and he had a vision. And like I said, I don't think Solskjaer's got the credentials to be comparing him to Klopp. But it's a similar type of thing. Like give him time and let him play the style of football.
Let's see how his vision pans out.
Exactly,
give him a chance to implement it.
Exactly that.
Yeah, and I think as United fans, it's hard, innit, as a football fan, because like we just want our team to be good now, like it always was been, innit? Like we feel like we have this divine right for our team to be good. And when you like break it down, you think, right, do you know what? We're just not that good anymore, and like it's our time to be shit and rebuild.
Yeah, 100%.
But you have to put yourself in that mindset. Have you done that yet? Do you appreciate where we're at?
Do you know what the thing is? Yeah, I always used to like with my pals at Liverpool fans and whatnot. Yeah, he always used to joke because back then, like my stepdad and my old man and that, they talk about how good Liverpool used to be back in the day and all that, and I think, fucking, like, imagine having to talk about how good your team were back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Having to talk about how good they were back in the 80s and all that, and now I think, shit, when
it's us.
Well, yeah, that's gonna be us. In 20 years, we're gonna be like, hey, listen, when I was younger, yeah, United used to win everything, and I'm gonna be telling my kids that, and they're gonna be going, wow,
yeah,
because they're shit now.
It's mad. You look at kids born like now. I see like kids with City shirts on.
City shirts.
They're like
nuts.
7 or 8. I'm like, you have no idea that you had Sean Goater and like Richard Dunn and these kind of
that's it. Stephen Ireland.
Paul Dickoff and Stephen Ireland. Yeah, do you know what I mean? You have no idea because all they know is the Agueros and the David Silvas of the world.
So yeah, I think it's just one of them. I just think because we're such a big club here, with such a history, it will get better. But look how long it took for Liverpool to get better. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like a Liverpool or an Arsenal, just winning an odd FA Cup here and there and stuff like that. We need to get back to a stage where we're competing every single year, not only for the Premier League, but for the League Cup, FA Cup, and Champions League every year. And do you know what I mean? And doing well. And I'm praying it's not going to be one of them. I don't want to turn into Liverpool fans and be talking about
the past. Mate, tell me what a realistic expectation is of this season. Like, where would we finish or win or win a cup or whatever? Where you would go, do you know what? Considering X, Y, Z, that ain't bad.
I think if we have a decent cup run in any cup, if we get to a final or semi-final, that's like this is what I mean. It's still bad saying that as a United fan because you want to be winning.
You're just accepting where we are.
Yeah. You just got to be realistic. I think if we get to a final of a cup, that's decent. And I think if we get Champions League, that'll be good. Like,
that's got to be a key in it.
You have to be happy with. If we get Champions League, you've got to be happy with that, and then build on that, because then we can attract players again for the next market and that, do you know what I mean? The next transfer window. So
would you prioritise Europa?
Over what?
Over like trying to finish top 4.
No.
Like
I think
get in the top 4. Don't just try and put all your eggs into the basket of winning the Europa to get into the Champions League.
No.
You'd rather get 4.
100%. I think I do think we got the potential to win Europa, but I think you can't go in with that mindset. You know what I mean? That's potluck. Yeah, and that's one game at the end of the day. That's the final of the Europa League. If you get there, you've got to be building over the season to get to the Champions League. But I think if we get that, then like the transfer window, the next summer transfer window, if we're in Champions League, we're going to attract players again, because we're, like I said, we're Man United. You know what I mean?
And that's going to be key in it, because there were rumours. You never know how true these things are. You know, that Sancho potentially would have come to United if we would have got Champions League.
Yeah.
Who could really blame Sancho for not leaving Dortmund to come to a club like us now anyway?
Yeah.
But do you feel that if we don't get the Champions League, like we're still in the shit streak, like because we won't be able to attract the upper echelon? Or
I've always thought like we're Man United, so we'll attract players regardless. But now I do think we do need the Champions League because it's not like we've got a name as a manager. It's not like we've got a Klopp or a Pep or a, like even a Mourinho or whatever. He would have brought players in just because of his name. And we don't have that, unfortunately, with Solskjaer. But I think it is important that we do get Champions League. And also, if we just play good football, if people can see we're playing nice football at the end of the season, they go, right, these lot are building into something. I'm happy to come and play for them.
So if players can see that a project's being built, it's going somewhere.
Exactly.
I think definitely in the last however many seasons, especially since Sir Alex left, if you're a player and you've got to choose between City and us, I know Alexis did, but that was for money. You're looking at it like, why are we more attractive than a Liverpool or a City? We're not.
Yeah, we're not. Exactly, we're not. I don't think we're more. To be honest, I don't even think we're more attractive than a Chelsea or an Arsenal or a Spurs at the moment.
Now,
I know Spurs are having a bit of a rough time and whatnot, but I don't think. I think like them 4 clubs that I just mentioned, or 3 clubs, sorry, we're all in it together. Like we're all in this sort of. There's Liverpool and City, who are the top clubs, and then there's us, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham. I think are sort of like creeping into that as well. I think we're all just going through like rough times at the moment. You know what I mean? I think Chelsea have got Chelsea are doing the right thing. I think with Lamps, that's another project. I think they've got to give him 2-3 seasons.
And he can't even buy no one, so he's almost got like a not free hit. Like he can't finish like 15th. Do you know what I mean? If we don't get top 4, no one's will be raising any eyebrows. He's working with the kids, and he can't even buy a player.
And that's it. He's going to bring the youth through and stuff, and he's going to know what he's doing there. And I think that's exactly what United need to do. We need to give Ollie time and let him just see out a couple seasons. Don't get me wrong. If we're finishing 12th, like 15th,
something's majorly wrong. We should still finish within the top 8.
If we're still doing well and we're playing nice football, then I don't think you can get rid of him. But if it starts going like properly bad, then you have to obviously like reconsider. But I think he needs time. Same as like Chelsea will give Lamps time. You know what I mean? I think we need to do the same thing.
Are you scared? A lot of people say, mainly rival fans to be fair, but I have heard a couple of United fans say it. Ollie won't make it till Christmas and Ollie will be sacked by this time and that. Do you feel that if it went wrong by Christmas or early next year, like we were like 10th or some shit like that, do you think the club would go, now we're still going to trust Ollie, or do you think they would need you, or if Pochettino left Spurs, do you think they'll stick by? Where do you stand on like just how much backing Ollie's going to get from the club and the fans?
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think... I don't know, man.
It's hard, right?
It is hard. It is hard. Because I'd like to think, if you're 10th, if you're Man United and you're 10th in the league, right, there obviously is a problem. So you have got to, I guess you have got to sort of reconsider. But me personally, I just think, at least give him till the end of the season. Let him see it out, because if you're 10th at Christmas or whatever, realistically, are you going to be getting Champions League? You might get Europa League or whatever, but are you going to... You're probably not going to move up the table that much. And also, whoever comes in, they're going to be starting from scratch again. So just sort of let that season end, and then in the summer let a new manager come in and like. So I think at least give him, no matter where we finish, just give him to the end of the season. I think. I don't reckon like the board at United will. I don't think other fans at United will think that if we're having a mare. But I personally just think give him to the if it all goes tits up, just give him to the end of the season. Let him see the season out, and then go from there.
Interesting. Let us know what you guys think about that on Ollie. Like Reece is saying, no matter how far we're down the table within reason, just see it out. And you know, I do feel like Ollie will get that time because he's such a club legend.
That's it.
But it does worry me at the same time, because maybe if things are evidently wrong, they could still keep hanging on. But thinking that he's got a vision for the club, and I
think he'll do well. I don't think it will get to the stage where they're going to have to reconsider changing managers by Christmas or anything. I honestly think we'll be getting like, it won't be consistent results, I don't think, but I think it'll be enough to keep us up there. So I don't think we'll be in any sort of... But I think if we are, unless like you said, like a Pochettino or something comes along, who are you going to get in?
That would be mad. Imagine Pochettino. I'm just throwing this out there, yeah? Imagine Pochettino got sacked in January, yeah? I don't know, Tottenham were just doing shit, Ericsson left and He's already said they're unsettled. I'm not saying it's going to happen. And he's just there waiting. Would you slightly be thinking, right, let's get to the end of the season and let's go and grab Poch? Or are you like, no, I want to stick with what's going on there?
Man, honestly, I think it would depend on what our results are like, because obviously that's always going to be tempting for a manager like that. But I personally do think, I like the fact that before Fergie left, we had like the same manager for fucking ages. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I love about clubs. That's why I respected Wenger at Arsenal for so long. If you can stay at a club for 10+ years in this like day and age now, then that's like a miracle.
It's almost heard of now, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know anyone that's
they were the last of it. Wenger was the last of that.
Exactly that. So I don't think it's. So I think just let's see where Oli can take us. But like I think personally he's gonna do well. But if he doesn't, then I don't know. Maybe fans will disagree with this. But I think he should just see at least for the like to the end of the season.
I hear what you're saying on that. This rebuild, Reece, that's been going on. Like the players that were phasing out. So you look at since Ollie's come in the 8 months, he's either got rid of or frozen out the first team. Jones, Smalling, Young, although Young's now going to play again because Luke's was injured. Matic is not starting games anymore. Mata's not starting games anymore. Alexis is gone. Lukaku's gone. Herrera's gone. Fellaini's gone. That's 9 things that he's done. Are you happy with that? Some fans were saying with the Chris Smalling thing that, I would have got rid of Phil Jones first before him and da. Where do you stand on like this Deadwood thing and getting them out? We still got the likes of Rojo, Darmian still left.
I think personally, like Smalling, I would have much rather get rid of Jones than Smalling, and players like Herrera and even Mata and stuff like that. I think until you sort of get rid of them or whatever, you need a replacement because like Mata can still come on and he'll still do like bits and stuff, but getting rid of Herrera without having
nothing there to back it up.
Like we got Fred, but I don't know. Like I don't know.
Jury's out.
Do you know what I mean? So, and I think Herrera, like week in week out, he put a shift in for us. You know what I mean? He actually put a shift in. So I don't know. I'm on the fence with it. I can see what he's doing because he's. I think they weren't part of his vision, or they're not in where he wants to get to with the club.
That's it. Yeah.
And that's fair enough. But I personally think, cool. If you're getting rid of someone that does as much as Herrera, I really rated him. I know not everyone did, but I like a player that puts in a big old shift. I think so. Yeah. Just until somebody else came along, or until McTominay or someone like that stepped up and sort of proved that they could feel that do that like them that shitty little job in the middle next to Pogba. You know what I mean? And that's my favourite players that play in that role. My favourite players because they're the ones that don't get any sort of praise. No one until Kante came along, no one cared about that role. You know what I mean? That old school Makaleli, break up the play, move the ball.
They don't get all the glory. Like Fernandinho's brilliant at it for City as well. Probably been the best in the league at it. And Kante, those people who go under the radar, innit?
That's it, and I love that, and I love players like that. And I think that's what Herrera added to United. And he was a bit of a melt. Like he would go down screaming and that, but he'd always like leave one on.
He's on that scumbag shit. You need someone in amongst your team who's just going to be a bastard. Like he is that guy, isn't he? He takes long to get up. Foul opposition players, moan at the ref, but you need that. Like we don't have that.
And he's the type of player that will he'll leave one on if the game needs something. He'll stick a dirty tackle in or a hard tackle in. Do you know what I mean? Or he's happy to leave one on a player, and you do need that in a team. You know what I mean? Every United team for the past 20 years has had a player like that sort of nitty gritty player that like might not be everyone's favourite player, especially oppositions, but you think we need him on the team. So I sort of rate what Ollie was doing there because they're obviously not part of his vision and they're not the style of football he wants to play or whatever. But at the same time, I think you do need to have a replacement because I think if Maguire gets injured. Or Lindelof gets injured.
Zabi in, but then after that it's
and he's a baller. But so where'd you go after that? Then we're back with Jones and whoever else is going to fill in there.
Okay. Paul Pogba. Divides so much opinion across the fan base, man. And this is nothing to do with the racism shit. That's just a human aspect. We're talking about football.
Yeah.
So we've obviously all spoke about the atrocities with what he's been receiving, and a lot of black players on social media. So that's not what I'm asking you here. Paul Pogba at Manchester United. I'm just going to say, keep it simple. What's your take on him?
Me and the boys, we argue about this. Literally, I'm not joking. Every week.
I don't think I've met anyone who doesn't argue about this.
Every single week. And
what are you saying?
There's points where I'm like, oh, he needs to go. He needs to go. I was like, he just does
points
not
like when?
Back in the last season, I just think when you just see him moping around the pitch and that, you know what I mean? And the other team are on a counter-attack and you still see him jogging back from our box and you think, come on, man. If Roy Keane was playing at the same time as Pogba, he wouldn't be allowed to do that. He'd probably be the best player in the world because he's had someone on his case, making sure that he stepped up every week. But you don't have anyone like that. He's the top boy at United, so you don't have anyone that can sort of shout and scream at him and sort of like, do you know what I mean? Get on his case. But I think he has got the ability to be the best player in the world, hands down. I think ability-wise, he's quality. I just think he's one of them players that he only turns up when he wants to turn up.
Do you think he gets unfairly treated, or do you think for how good you're saying he can be, that you think like, nah, it's justified because you are this good, so you should get scrutinised, or do you think that he is unfairly treated? How do you see it?
It's a little bit of both. I think sometimes people can have bad games, but I think for me he's too inconsistent, so it is justified to a certain extent. You know, if somebody that's that good that you can see how good they can be and what they can do on a ball, sometimes it's like, if you're that good, all you have to do is put in a little bit more effort on the pitch. So when he's not like up and down the pitch and people are sort of like coating him off, I think that's justified because that's down to him. Some days, like his tricks and turns and that they're not going to come off. You know what I mean? He's not going to be able to every 60-yard pass or whatever is not going to happen, and I don't think you should get scrutinised for that. But you should get scrutinised for not putting the effort in. He's probably on what, 300 grand a week or something ridiculous like that. Do you know what I mean? Just run around for 90 minutes or make it look like you're doing something. I think at least.
So you want to see a bit more output in terms of like not just on the ball.
100%. I think off the ball as well, man. Lead your team. Lead by example. You know what I mean? Completely, because everyone looks up to him. So I think you need to lead by example on the ball and off the ball. Put in a shift every single game. And then if he did that, if he was putting in shift week in, week out off the ball and like getting back and winning tackles and whatnot, then you think, oh yeah, Pogba had a good game, even if he'd done nothing on the ball. You know what I mean? And then when he starts doing things on the ball, that's when people can start going, oh, actually, he has the potential to be the best player in the world. But until the defensive side of him or whatever, or until the work rate improves, I don't think.
What sort of player do you think he is as best? Because sometimes there's this argument of like, he's better as a 6, he's better as a 10, he's better at the left side of a 3, he's better, more advanced, he's better at this, he's better at that. And for me, I see a player that I think he's misunderstood in terms of what he actually is. Because like even at Juventus, I feel like he wasn't running the show. He had amazing midfielders around him. When he plays for France, he's got amazing players. Like at our club, he doesn't have any of that.
No.
Where do you see? What do you see him as a player? Like, what's his best position?
I think he's best. I do think he's best going forward.
Yeah.
Like I think he's best like as a more sort of attacking player, but he's not getting played in that role for us.
He's really deep now.
He's getting played deep, so I think you've got to do the job that you've been told to do, because
fair enough.
Like I just think whatever position you've been told to play on the pitch, just do a job there. I do think he's best when he's sort of in that when he plays for France or whatever. You have Kante there just doing everything else, and Pogba, when you get it, you can do bits. But we don't have that luxury at United, so. I think you've got to do the job you've been asked to do, and I know people were moaning when Mourinho was there saying, he's playing too deep and he needs to have more freedom and whatnot. He don't have the players next to him to allow him to have that freedom, so just do the job you've been asked to do, because and then no one can say anything. If you're doing the job you've been asked to do, no one can get on your case and moan at you. You know what I mean? So I think, personally, I think he is better going forward, but you've just got to do what you've been told, what the manager's asking you to do. And people might say he's wasted getting back and defending and that, but
that's part of the game.
Look at Rooney and stuff. You'd see him as a striker, he'd be getting back and defending, he'd be all over the pitch. You know what I mean? He would literally be running a show. So I think if you're Pogba, you just got to step up and go, right, I might not want to play in this role, but I've been asked to do it, so I'm going to do it for the team. Yeah,
I hear you. That's Reece's take on Pogba there. I mean, he divides opinions, so I don't think I've ever remembered a player having such contrasting, views on him. Another player I want to talk to you about is Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
Marcus Rashford, been given a big contract, bumper pay, got number 10 on his back. We're putting a lot of hopes and aspiration onto him. He's still young. Do you think he's going to live up to the expectation, the potential that he has, or do you see something different?
I do, yeah. I really do. I think he's a special player. Special player, man. I really like him. I think, I know he's getting a lot of stick because he didn't get 20 goals or whatever last season and stuff, but I think this season, him and Martial, I think, are both going to have blinding seasons. I think Rashford's going to hit the 20 goals mark in the Premier League. Yeah, I think he will. I think he will. So, and I like what Solskjaer's doing with sort of Martial and Rashford sort of both swapping from the left side to the line. Yeah, exactly that. So I think I think there's a lot of pressure on him now, exactly like you said, with the the big old like weekly salary and that he's on. But yeah, I think he's gonna do bits for us.
He's gonna have to as well, because you know we look at the options that we've got up front, and you could say we're light if there's a big injury to one of them.
Yeah.
So between him and Martial as the two senior strikers, they've got to step up in it. Lingard is someone who's received a lot of criticism. Over the summer in pre-season, was out there in Asia, and a lot of fans I spoke to, even in the pre-season tour, they were like, Flex, like just I don't see what he does, and and then the way he started the season hasn't been amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think that's harsh, or do you see the criticism? What do you think of Jesse Lingard?
What do I think of Jesse Lingard? I think Lingard is I think he is a player that puts in a shift when he's on. He's everywhere, you know what I mean? And he's trying to create. But I think when you look at other players, like in other teams or whatever, that do similar jobs to him, even you look at people like Mason Mount or whatever at Chelsea.
Yeah, he's playing in a 10 position. He's already got a couple goals this season.
Exactly, and you know what I mean? So I think with Lingard, it's one of them things. I like him. I like him. I think he seems like a good energy to have around the team. You know what I mean? I don't mean that just on the pitch, but around the players, he seems like quite a positive character.
I definitely agree with that. He's definitely a good influence.
Yeah.
Quality-wise, what he brings to the team as a Manchester United 10.
Yeah, I think there's...
Like 10 position, not his number. But
yeah. I think there's players... This is what my boys always say. They say he's not a Man United player. He's not a world-class player. You know what I mean? And I personally think he is a good baller on his day. But like I said, there's players that sort of do his role that are... Even English players that are playing his role that you'd have.
Maddison.
Yeah, exactly. Maddison, Mount. There's players coming through now that, yeah, would you pick him over them? You know what I mean?
That's a good question, you know.
So yeah.
Do you know what? Like Richard said, that is a really good question, because you look at the next England squad coming up. Let's say Maddison's starting to do really well. Exactly. Mason Mount, look, he's only 3 games in, but you can see something.
100%.
And it's kind of like you are then looking at it like, in fact. Yeah, Jesse's the poster boy and he's been there for a while. Maybe not got loads of goals. Hasn't got loads of goals in since, but could he lose his place to the likes of people like Maddison?
Yeah, and I think, to be honest, unless he sort of really steps up and shows that he's worthy of that place, I think he will, because Maddison, Mount, they're going to come in and they're already like proven.
Yeah, they're doing bits.
You know what I mean? So I don't think you could argue with that.
Do you have Maddison at United?
All day, I thought we were going to get him in the last window. You know what I mean? I really thought I was telling everyone, I was like, listen, we're getting Maddison. I don't know why.
Created the most chances last year.
Yeah, and he's a wicked bowler, man. I think he's a great player. So I think I like Lingard. I just think maybe there's players at the moment that are doing it a lot better than he's doing it. Yeah. But I do think he has the potential to step up, and we've seen him do it. Do you know what I mean? We've seen him dictate games, but I don't think we see him do it necessarily enough.
Okay. The owners, the Glazers, shaking big shakes of the heads from Reece straight away. The Glazers are always a topic of discussion. We see like people even trying to call into MUTV about the Glazers and that. Just get cut off. But we're here. We're here to discuss it, man. We're a fan channel, like I said to you before. It's a no holds barred.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the Glazers?
To be honest, I just think they're completely clueless about the game, about the club, about anything. I think for them, it was an investment for them. You know what I mean? And it's business, and that's what it is. And you can't have people like that owning and essentially running your club, because it does nothing for us. You know what I mean? It does nothing for the actual club itself. So I'm not a fan. I can't lie, I'm not a fan. I don't think they create a nice like atmosphere around the ground and stuff. You always see the Glazers out, flags and all that. You know what I mean? So
there's a lot of people who just want them gone in it. A lot of people.
Exactly, and you can't have that many fans that upset. You know what I mean? That's not right. So
do you think could you see them selling the club? Could you see them actually giving it up?
No, I can't.
Under this pressure.
Under the pressure, yeah. But I don't. For them, they must be thinking like, why would we?
Exactly, he's making money.
Yeah, why would we give this up? But yeah, I don't know. But also at the same time, would you want to be like bought out like City were or like Chelsea were by some big billionaires and become that club? How would you feel about that?
Do you know what, Reece? I'm being honest. I feel like
it's got to happen.
If the investment was there, yeah, I would. If they was to say to me, you've turned into the interview,
yeah.
If the investment was there and you've got people who are about the football and want the club to thrive, and they're going to invest. You look at Pep's first season.
Yeah.
He tried to play football like proper Pep ball, like with Sagna and Clichy and these kind of guys. And what's his face? I can't remember the defender that is so big, tall guy. But anyway, he tried to play a way that they couldn't play.
Yeah.
Next summer, he spent 50 million on Stones, 50 million on Walker.
Yeah,
Went and got a different keeper. Then that keeper didn't work out. Then got another keeper.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like the investment is there. So if you're saying to me, would I take an Arab owner or a Russian owner, whatever owner, American owner, who are actually gonna put money in?
Yeah.
Then I would.
I
would. Would you not?
I think I would. I think it's eventually going to be the only way we're going to be able to compete.
Look at how it is in the world now, like in the world of football.
Yeah, exactly.
Money talks.
Yeah, fully. I think it will be the only way that we can compete with them, because like you said, Pep got one keeper, didn't rate him, bring in another keeper. Do you know what I mean? Got a left back, didn't like him. Let's get another left back. We don't have that sort of we don't have that. What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, that Rufus is from our own board.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of structure, that setup.
Yeah, we don't have that from our board, because they're like, oh no, we bought him and we spent 50 mil, so
he stays.
Yeah, he's staying. Yeah, so that I think it would be nice to have just have that sort of freedom in purchases. You know what I mean? And in the transfer window and stuff. But at the same time, I think it's quite nice as well being like a club like us and like Liverpool are. And like having your own money, you know what I mean, not having to worry about someone else.
And that's why I feel like even if we did get owners, that's why I think all we need is investment, because I feel Man United's such a like self-functioning club. It can generate. Look how crap we are as a team right now. We're terrible. Yeah. Going around the world, Man United is as big as it's ever been. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Seen it firsthand. You only got to look at the numbers, look at the amount we generate, like you said, as our own. So that's why I feel like all that's missing is someone who's going to come in and just take care of investment. I want to ask you about, again structurally, before we move on, director of football or like technical director, these kind of roles. You see a lot of other clubs have it. Yeah. Ajax did it amazingly well, Van der Sar, and you see a lot of other clubs do it as well. There was talks of us getting a director of football. They said there were discussions happening. Rio Ferdinand was tipped for it. Yeah. Then maybe Van der Sar was, different people floating around. Do you think that's important, or it doesn't really bother you? You don't think it makes a difference? I don't know. I think it depends what you sort of want to what you want to do with the club. I think like Ajax and stuff, it worked well. I think it's one of them things. I don't necessarily think it's vital, especially not if you get the right person for it. Like Ferdinand or someone like that, bringing someone like that in would have been cool. I think because again they know the club and he probably sees the vision that Ollie wants to have and whatnot. But I think I don't necessarily think it's vital. You know what I mean? Okay. But I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Like it might happen. It might be the. But it's not something that you've seen and gone, why have we not got a director of football? Like it hasn't really concerned you as much. No. Yeah. I think it's not been like one of my main concerns. Okay. At the moment, but yeah. Let's talk realistic now. Yeah. How many years is it going to be until we win another Premier League title? Oh, bruv. Oh man, I don't even want to think about that. I just want to take it year by year and just hope that we. That's me saying that. I don't want to answer that. I can't bear to actually think of the pain. Honestly, I cannot. We just can't be another Arsenal, or we can't be another Liverpool. Yeah. It just cannot be one of them living in the glory days. Oh man. And it's already happening, isn't it? Because a lot of the time, all we do speak about is. When Fergie was here and all this, that's all we talk about. Yeah, but what's annoying about that is that wasn't even that long ago. You know what I mean? It's not for the Liverpool fans. They're talking like 30, 40 years ago when they were still like decent, and now they're decent again. And it's taken them that long. And so should we not be like? I'm not talking about lowering expectations, but having that understanding that actually football does come in cycles, and in the Premier League we had 22 years odd. Being dominant. Now we might have 10, 15 where we're just not. Where we're not. Yeah, I think. I don't know. I hate for it to be like that. I hope it changes, but I think there will come a point where we do have to be realistic. You know what I mean? And just be like, all right, cool. We are not the club that like we used to be. That like we all grew up supporting. We're no longer that team. We're now a second-rate Premier League team. We're now an Arsenal or a. Well, I was going to say Liverpool, but Liverpool... They're up there now, but I know what you mean. Like when Liverpool just used to be in and around the top six, you go to Anfield, you would get a hard game, you're not guaranteed to win. However, over the course of a 38-game season, Liverpool ain't coming first or second. Exactly that, yeah. And I think
Yeah, I think we're I don't want to say it, but yeah, I don't think we're
winning it anytime soon.
Nah, not.
That's just being real, though.
Yeah.
It's just being real, bro.
It's hard to,
you could,
exactly,
you know what?
it's
It is hard to say, but I don't think, from speaking to you that as well in this interview, I don't feel like you could really put your hand on that badge and say, Flex, we're going to win it next year, or we're going to win it in 2 years, because I don't feel you'd actually believe that.
No, I don't. You've got to be realistic.
Yeah, hopefully we do.
Yeah.
Hopefully we see something that we're not expecting, but...
Exactly, and I think, like I said, if we have... We need at least 3 years with one manager and a manager that we trust. And like I said, I think it's Solskjaer. Other people might not, but to build the team and not just like, I don't mean like get the players in or whatever, but have a way of playing football like there was with like the old Fergie days and stuff. We need a proper leader again. We need like a Keane or a Rooney or someone like that. You know what I mean? That will take the game by the scruff of the neck week in, week out. If we need a leader and lead the game, and I don't think we necessarily have that, and people are saying Maguire will be a good leader, and I think in time he will. But I think there's so many things that we're missing in the club at the moment that yeah, it's going to take at least 3 seasons, in my opinion, to be like
3 seasons. I think that like in terms of being ready to challenge and actually be around if we continue to invest.
Yeah, exactly.
Wisely.
Exactly, yeah. and if Ollie's the right man for the job, and what I think he has the potential to do, he can do.
Yeah.
You know, I think if he's able to get a way of playing football again and have United playing that positive like attacking football week in, week out, then I think we can get to that stage again. But I just think it's about the club trusting him and investing like having the right players come in. You know what I mean?
Cool. Last question on United before we talk a little bit more about yourself and wrap up. Who should take the penalties?
Rashford.
Yeah.
Man. I think that penalty the other day, he was unlucky with.
No, it was. It was
a good
penalty.
Literally, if you're talking,
well,
like,
say it was good. He missed.
Yeah, he missed. Yeah.
But
do you know what? Pogba's one was good as well.
Yeah.
But I just think Pogba's like, how many did he missed 4 last season? Was it? So I think Rashford showed as well he can do it under pressure, the PSG game or whatever. So I think give him to Rashford. He's your striker as well. It's going to get him and maybe an extra 5-6 goals a season. It will give him that extra little boost.
What about Martial? Like Martial's ice cold. He's ice cool. He hasn't got the chance to take loads of penalties, but when I've seen him take them, he's just relaxed and just
to be fair,
away.
I'd let Martial.
I hear what you're saying though, because Rashford's got like that proven though.
Yeah, he
at pressure points. But I would happily have Martial.
I would as well. If Martial stepped up to take a penalty, I wouldn't be like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I think get Martial on him. But if we're talking like, now, out of Pogba and Rashford, I think just because I think Rashford, man.
So you don't really like that thing where Ollie's saying whoever feels good. No, I think I can understand what he's doing with that, but like realistically, as a player, are you ever going to turn down a penalty? You're always going to want it, surely, because you're going to want to get your name on a score sheet. But I think, I think Rashford, man. I like how Rashford hits him. He just drills it. You know what I mean? And I like that. So love that. Reece, you've been supporting Manchester United how many years?
About 20. About 20, yeah.
About 20 years, yeah.
Maybe a bit less than that, actually. I'm only 24, so maybe start supporting him when I was like 5 or 6.
Okay, fair enough. From London.
Yeah.
How's that happened? You're a glory hunter. That's why, because you just wanted to. That's what I mean.
I'm here for the trophy, nothing else.
Well, not now. You should be gone by now.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna be next season City fan. No, I'm joking.
How'd that happen in your household? Is that something?
My stepdad is a big United fan, so he used to have loads of like Man United videos, and obviously back when I was little, it was like video players, and you know what I mean. So I used to watch them, Cantona, Mark Hughes, Steve Bruce, all these on the pitch. You know what I mean. So I used to love football. I used to go down QPR with my old man. Went down Brentford a few times and stuff. Went up to Old Trafford.
Because it's local to you.
Yeah.
People don't understand that struggle. There you go.
That's it. So we used to do that, but I just loved football, and then I loved Beckham, I loved Keane, and all these like players. So I just sort of like, I don't know, started paying attention to United a bit more. Like I said, I had these videos and that my stepdad used to watch them over and over again. The Champions League final, 99.
99, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I used to watch that literally on repeat. So I just sort of fell in love with a club like that. You know what I mean? If someone else was like a massive fan of Arsenal in my family and they gave me all these Arsenal videos, then I might have been an Arsenal fan.
So what you're saying, it was the influence from within your household, within your immediate family.
Yeah, and the thing is, like I said, my old man used to take me Loftus Road. He's a QPR fan.
Yeah.
But I actually like football. No disrespect to QPR. I'm only joking. But
all-time favourite United player?
Oh man, that's a hard question, you know.
Or top 2 then, if you can't choose one.
Roy Keane.
Yeah.
And I'll probably say Bex just because he was like, as I was growing up, he was the boy. But my favourite, I think my favourite ever footballer is King.
Yeah.
Just absolute. They don't make them like him anymore. You know what I mean? Just a weapon.
Cool. And listen, thanks for joining us to talk about Manchester United. But the band, everyone you know, I mean, what's next up for you guys in terms of projects, gigs, shows, tours, all of that, appearances? What's going on?
Well, we just done Reading and Leeds Festival at the weekend, which was wicked. That was like our first major festival appearance. And now we've got a little bit of a break till the 22nd of October, and then we go on tour. We're on tour for just under a month, which will be cool. So we're doing just up and down the country, really. Manchester, Leeds, then we're going Dublin, Glasgow. We're everywhere.
How long's the band been going? How long have you been going?
Well, Harvey, who's the producer in our band, he's my brother. So me and him have been making music for years. But as everyone you know, we started making music together maybe 4 years ago, I think, and then we got signed. We got signed 2 years ago. So yeah, it's been nuts, man. Yeah. Everyone thinks it's been such a quick journey for us, but yeah, we've been making music. I started making music when I was 15. I think Harvey started producing when he was 12.
People don't realise the backstory, innit?
That's it. Yeah,
they see how you quickly come to fruition in the front, but they don't realise what's going on behind.
And that's it. Yeah, so that's how it was with us. You know what I mean? We met our managers and we got offered a deal and that, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's well quick, innit?" And I was like, "Not really."
You don't understand.
Yeah, I've been grafting for 7 years before this, and so's half. You know what I mean? So it's yeah, people only see it it looks quick from the outside looking in, but when you're actually doing it, you're like, this took a long time to get here.
The name, everyone you know.
We had a mayor with names, man. So but we were just.
Is that who's in it? Everyone you know.
It basically come down to that because we had a name and we were called Faces a few years ago when we first started. And then when we got signed, they were like, "Oh, you can't have Faces. It's already copyrighted or whatever." Yeah. So we chose another name. They were like, "No, I can't have that. Can't have that, can't have that." And we were like, what can we be called? What is this? So we just came up with a big list of names and we went through and we were like, everyone you know, and we were like, that makes so much sense with the music that we make. It that feels like it represents us. So everyone you know is what we decided to go for.
Love that, man. Listen, thank you for giving us your time. Let the people know where they can find you, you guys' socials. We'll put them in a link in the description below as well, but just quickly shout out your socials and the rest of the band and stuff like that. Yeah,
so we're EYK Music across all social media platforms. We're on Spotify, everyone you know, or you can find us EYK. And you can find all tickets to our tour on Dice or maybe Ticketmaster, I think, but definitely Dice.
The links, we'll definitely put the links in the description below, man. Thank you for joining us.
No worries.
First one of Man United Real Talk, and it has been absolutely real. If you agree with what Reece has been saying for the most part of this video, let us know. If they disagree, Solskjaer says United stand, mate. There's no passes here.
That's it, man.
In the comments will tell. You know what I mean?
They will. Listen, that's fine.
Be nice, you lot. Now listen, he's been a wonderful guest. Great guy, and the band, everyone you know, they're doing big things as well. So make sure you guys check them out. We're going to continue this series as well on the United stand because again, hopefully by the end of watching this, if you guys do know Reece from everyone you know, you don't just see him as the singer or the artist from everyone you know, you're actually looking at him as a United fan and starting to relate to him. That's the whole point of this and the guests that we're going to bring in this segment. We want you guys to associate as Manchester United fans instead of seeing these people as just people on MTV or Soccer AM or wherever you may see them. We're all just United fans and we want to give that platform and forum to have a chat. Peace. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos, and if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.